Welcome back, guys, to Trails Through Daybreak 2, our last episode. Ending our first morning on Nemeth Island, we were surprised as a ton of new arrivals made landfall in the resort, skyrocketing the amount of powerful people gathered here as we wondered what our host was up to. With new activities and chats to have at night, we got started with a sweep and took some time out to make a mocktail with Ferry, as we now take on a request. That's those guys spoken to. There's some guys out here. Oh, I'll get that. Well, I think I'll leave this for now. This looks quite interesting over here. Let's leave that as a treat. Let's find out what the quest is first of all. Which is upstairs, weirdly. No one's on this floor. Someone is on this floor. Pretty sure this is Walter and Tausend's room. I feel kind of bad that Tausend has to share a room with that guy. Wait, I hear voices. And is that someone crying? Why? Why me? My horrible luck finally makes sense. It's all because I've been cursed. Well, that's got to be Tausend. Sounds like he's not in the best mood either. Maybe I should pop in real quick to check on him. Hey there, sorry for barging in. Spriggan, what are you doing here? Oh, nothing. Just thought I heard somebody blubbering their eyes out and figured I should look into it. Rumor with Walter's that bad, huh? I wasn't blubbering. Do I look like the blubbering type to you? While I certainly am not pleased to share a space with that brute, there are far more concerning matters on my plate at the moment. Okay then, lay it on me. What's the problem? There's this reporter named Marielle. You know, the one who was taking pictures for tourists earlier today? Yeah, I know her. Like she was giving them away, too. Well, a little while ago, I received a few pictures of my own from her. That's when I saw it. There's a ghost in the background. A strange white shadow hovering over me. Oh, brother. That's what's got you so upset? Hey, this is a big deal, all right? Here, see for yourself. There really is something here. This was taken out in front of the abandoned church, right? I mean, isn't it just a fault with the film, maybe? Or wonder what that haze is. See, I told you there was something strange going on. It must be a ghost, and it's been haunting me this whole time. Well, at least you got a pretty cool picture out of it. How can you be so blasé about this? This is evidence of paranormal activity. Ghosts caught on camera. Even modern science hasn't been able to provide proof of the afterlife. How are you not absolutely petrified? I don't know what to tell you. If the higher elements are at work here, I wouldn't be so surprised that a place like that was teeming with ghostly-looking monsters. There's lots of stuff that can't be explained with science. Doesn't mean you're being haunted. Poop to you too, Altina. You must take me for a fool. I should have known you wouldn't understand. First I had to deal with that horrible incident in Basel last year, then I lost my job, and now I can't even take a proper vacation. I'm positive it's all because of this evil spirit. There's simply no other explanation. As long as it's got its claws in me, my life will be filled with nothing but misfortune. How will I ever rid myself of this horrible affliction? Look, if you're that scared, why don't you try and figure out what that white blob actually is? Sure, it looks like a ghost, but maybe it's just when people see celebrities in their toast or something. Just like, yes, my cereal is shaped like Jesus. I suppose the unknown is sometimes more scary than the truth. But how do you suggest we investigate the identity of a ghost? The very idea is ridiculous. Actually, I think there might be a few people on this island that know a thing or two about spirits. Plus, I'd hate to leave him like this. If I ignore it all, he might just become even more of a headache. Should I help him get to the bottom of this ghost business? Probably. Also, he's paying me 5,000 mirror. This is grey. No, ghosts are white. How about this? I'll figure out what's going on with this ghost thing as long as you put it in a formal request. Request? You must mean your 4 SPGs. As luck would have it, I know some people on the island right now who would be considered paranormal specialists. With their help, I'll be able to figure out the truth behind your little ghost problem. And hey, if it really is a ghost, all we have to do is exorcise it. I figure that'd be a lot more constructive than just sitting here freaking out about it anyway. As much as your skepticism irks me to no end, you do make a good point. Fine, I formally request your services. Although I'm not sure how far I trust these specialists of yours. Guess it's a deal. In that case, mind if I borrow that picture? Gladly. In fact, I'd rather you have it anyway. Alright then, I'll get back to you after I talk to Marielle and the others. Actually, I might even have them come by to give you a once-over too. Just wait here for now. Of course, but make sure you're quick about it. Well, guess I should go find Marielle. Then, might be a good idea to talk to someone familiar with the island too. Maybe the villa manager. Could also ask the girls for a bit of help. Although, I don't think Celius was ever all that good at the whole clairvoyance thing. She'd probably just stick to hitting up her partner. Then there's Shizuna. I think she mentioned something about having spiritual powers back when Mare possessed Yume. Might be useful. I'm sure at least one of them is capable of clearing up this mess.
Well, we're on the clock now.
Photo of a phantom. The Phantom of the Lens Smudge is here. Can't say I'm thrilled to depend on you, but I do appreciate the help. Now go find out what that hazy white blur in the photo was, and make it snappy. A petal drifting in the wind? Let's think about all the more logical answers to this.
Let me ask you something.
Sorry to spring this on you out of nowhere, but can I get your take on something? Why, certainly. It is a clergyman's duty to lend an ear to those who seek one, no matter how disreputable they may be. Lens flare? Could have gone without that last bit, but thanks. Van took out the picture he borrowed from Tausend and began to explain the situation. So you wish to know what this ghost really is? I'm not sensing anything odd from the picture itself, but knowing it was taken on this island does make me wonder. It's a bit more ominous than I was expecting. I think I should meet with Tausend. I'll explain in more detail there. Oh, you're a priest with the Septian Church? That's correct. My name is Leon, and I'm what someone calls a wandering priest. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. The picture Van shared with me didn't give much to go on, so I thought it better to meet with you directly. So, do you think there's something going on with him? Worry not, friend. I don't sense any spirits on your person. Really? That's certainly a relief to hear from a priest. However, it would be prudent to keep your wits about you. This whole island has been stained by some sort of stagnant energy. What? What do you mean, stained? Just as it sounds, I felt a very particular sensation ever since we stepped foot here. It's as if a dark cloud was looming over the entire island. I won't know more until I've had a chance to conduct a more thorough investigation, however. At any rate, it's not uncommon for spirits to congregate in places with an excess of energy. Even if you aren't being actively haunted at the moment, it's still possible that something has its eye on you. I suggest you stay indoors after nightfall. I would also be mindful not to get into any mishaps during the day either. I see. So much for being relieved. Well, this was definitely a strange turn of events. Thanks for the help, Leon. Not at all. I'm glad to be of assistance. If you have no further need of me, I'll go ahead and take my leave. Farewell. Guess I'd better keep working my way down the list. I guess we're asking you next.
Let me ask you something.
Van took out the picture he borrowed from Tausend and began to explain the situation. I see, that certainly does look a bit spooky. With you being the manager and all, I thought maybe you might have some idea of what it could be. Anything come to mind? Well, to be frank, I don't think I've ever heard talk of ghosts around here. That's not to say we haven't had a few slightly odd disturbances, of course. Mind telling me about them? Certainly, one of our guests was taking a walk one night when they said they saw an enormous, terrifying shadow. People were concerned about the possibility of it being a monster, but after conducting an investigation the following morning, we came to the conclusion that it was likely only a wild animal. Because the street lamps were stretching its shadow, it seemed much larger than it actually was. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Knowing there haven't been any ghost sightings in the past is helpful on its own, though. I'm sorry I couldn't provide you with any more information. Please let me know if there's anything else I can do to assist you. Sure thing. Thanks. Guess I better keep working my way down the list. Who's next up? Marielle.
Got a question for you.
Man took out the picture he borrowed from Tausend and began to explain the situation. I didn't realize I caught a ghost in one of my pictures. It's all my fault that Mr. Tausend's so on edge about it. If only I had checked them beforehand. I should go and apologize. It's not your fault. I'm pretty sure the guy's just paranoid about anything and everything. Anyway, do you usually see stuff like this in your photos? I wouldn't say it's common, but I've definitely taken some that were pretty similar. But my co-workers at the Tyrell Times have said I'm the only one who's had this issue. Maybe she just has a knack for capturing ghosts on film. Did you notice anything strange around the time that you took the picture? No, I don't think so. I think it was sometime around dusk. I was just getting ready to turn in for the day, and that's when I spotted Mr. Tausend. He was trying to get inside the abandoned church, but it seemed like he'd given up. I figured I would take a picture so that he could have a nice keepsake. Oh, okay. Oh, I almost forgot. That's the only picture I took with the flash on. Although that's about the only thing out of the ordinary that I can recall. A flasher? That might have something to do with the haze then. Thanks for the info, Mario. Of course, happy to help. Guess I better keep working my way down the list. Well, there we go. We get the plausible reasons, but we also get it mixed in with a place that's a bit, you know, interesting. I guess I should talk to everyone here before doing the topic. Pick a fight with me one more time and you're getting shipped off this island in a body cast. Is that a promise? Hearing that only makes me want to mess with you more. The hell? Do I look like I'm joking? Oh no, strong women. Settle down now, you two. While I'd very much like to see how a showdown between you would play out, we wouldn't want to spoil the wonderful dinner we just had. Why don't the four of us converse a bit? Chances like these don't come around often after all. Damn, you've really got an all-star table here. Chance encounters such as these could only happen at a luxury resort. I don't really care to get chummy with an Ikaruga bigwig, but you know what they say about missed opportunities. In that case, let me ask you something I've been dying to find out for a while now. Just how powerful is the head of the Grausritter? You refer to Ein Selnet, yes? She is a person of interest in the Marduk company as well. Oh, is this the same woman the Carnelia series was based on? I've been curious about her for a while myself. They say she's as strong as she is beautiful. Yeah, you're better off not lumping the book character in with the commander. Anyone on this continent who can go toe-to-toe with her at her best would have to be in the same league as the Golden Rakshasa. The Golden Rakshasa? That would be the famed former general of the Empire, Aurelia Le Guin. That the two of them are on equal playing fields says quite a bit on its own. She doesn't come out from behind the curtain much, but screw with her and even you get burned. And that's just for a start. You don't say. Well, now we just have to throw down. Maybe I could put in the 4 SPG with Van and have him lure her out somehow. I wouldn't be so certain. As if I'd be stupid enough to accept it. What do you think the S in 4 SPG stands for? Suicide? While we're asking questions, I once read a book about these fantastical beings in the East known as yokai. Have you ever come across one, Miss Rugi? Yeah, locals would use that word for some of the creatures I've run into. They skedaddled the second I came anywhere close, though, so those yokai are probably nothing special. They probably thought a Battlestar maniac like you was even more of a freak than they were. How very intriguing. You like the colour of blue, don't you, Rosette? Your drink is very, very blue. I can't keep up with this at all, but it does look like they're having a good time. Slagging each other off. Well, the sound of it most of the time. Incidentally, I spoke with Mr. Al-Fayed recently. In accordance with both our risk management AI's predictions and Mr. Thorndyke's wishes, he has come with some of his security team's most elite members. Perhaps this isn't my place to say, but although Marduk's goals align with ours, it may be prudent to remain attentive to how the situation develops. Okay. Okay, so same dialogue for you.
Let me ask you something.
Sorry to cut into your fun, but can I ask you a work-related question? Ah, sure. Go for it. Van took out the picture he borrowed from Tausend and began to explain the situation. I see. Chasing down a ghost, huh? Sounds like a pretty fun job. Kind of fitting for this island, don't you think? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, it's nothing to worry about. At least for the time being, anyway. Look, if you're not going to tell me, you could at least stop being so foreboding. Anyway, to answer your question about my abilities, yeah, I can detect evil spirits, can even exorcise them too. But based on this picture, I don't really think that's what you'll need from me. That's not to say Tausend isn't being haunted, though. Oh, would you mind stopping by to take a look at him? I get the feeling he wants a diagnosis straight from the horse's mouth. Sure, I don't mind. Why don't we head over now? Hey, Tausend. Brought somebody to see you. I'm sorry, but who are you, miss? She's someone important from the East. Got a talent for seeing spirits, too. My name's Shizuna. Nice to meet you, Mr. Ex-CEO. Yes, likewise. I don't believe I quite understand, but whatever insight you can offer would be most appreciated. Was there anything you noticed about the picture? I didn't get the sense that there's something ghoulish going on, if that's what you mean. But I figured I could at least check you out, just in case. Yeah, just I thought. You're no host to a ghost. You do seem to be giving off some pretty negative vibes, though. Negative vibes? I guess it might make more sense to say he's irritated or annoyed. Here, let me put it like this. Strong negative vibes attract bad things. Usually it's just general misfortune, but other times it's evil spirits. Anyway, I don't know your situation, but I'd recommend trying not to worry too much. Do something to get out of the slump you're in. Wow, wasn't expecting you to give the guy life advice. The reason I came here in the first place was to refresh myself. I've just had so much bad luck lately. Oh, nevertheless, I appreciate your suggestion. However, none of that explains anything about the white haze in that picture of mine. Do you know what it could be? Well, at the very least, I don't think it was a ghost or a human. Okay. What's that supposed to mean? I may know a thing or two about spirits, but I'm not a medium, you know? Guess it's just something you'll have to rack your brains about. Alright then, thanks again for your help. Yeah, thanks for your time. So you're saying it's a white thing that isn't a ghost or human, but that makes it sound like it is a thing versus something like light. Alright, I think that's just about everybody. I had a lot of different opinions, but nothing really substantial. Maybe I'll have better luck investigating around where the picture was taken. And so Van made his way to the abandoned church. So usually in these quests it's something silly, like a creepy sheep. Other white things? I mean, poms aren't necessarily white, but they are white. The base form is white. There have been white disco penguins. Penguins are often in these quests. What are you doing here? Oh, it's you. I was just trying to familiarize myself with the terrain. But I noticed an unusual aura coming from that abandoned church. What do you mean? I mean, I'm definitely catching a whiff of something, but I can't quite place what it is. I'd say it's because you lack the proper training. Oh, cheers. Anyway, I'm assuming you have business over there. You could say that. Somebody asked me to take a look around for them. Van showed Kasim the picture of Tausend and told him about his fears regarding the apparition. I see. It would seem that Vern's former CEO still has a number of unresolved anxieties. That being said, I'm surprised that Spriggan would even take on a job like this. What, got a problem with that? The only reason I took the guy on was because I didn't want him getting any more carried away than he already is. Anyway, what did you think about the picture? Anything stand out to you? Not particularly. I thought the white blow was odd, but nothing more than that. I see. Guess I'll just have to keep digging. Oh, should we get going? We are going the same way after all. You're not exactly my ideal partner, but after you, I suppose. Yeah, you're rubbish. Learn how to use crass, bro. So this is it, huh? It sure is a lot more creepy at night. It's very odd for the Septian Church to leave behind ruins like this. You usually only find them near abandoned villages, evacuated due to ongoing conflicts in the area. Now that you mention it, I guess it is pretty strange. Anyway, I've got some investigating to do, so this is where we go our separate ways. You'll find no argument from me. However, I would like to know how you end up resolving the issue. Are you thinking it might be related to that weird feeling you mentioned earlier? Yes, and I prefer to have as much evidence as possible before drawing any conclusions. Well, if I find anything on my end, I'll be sure to fill you in. I appreciate it. We'll speak later. Good luck. Alright, I still have no clue what made that white haze. Guess I'll try using shard search to see what I can find. If I can pick up a trail somewhere, it might just lead me to the answer. Maybe something inside could offer a hint or two. He just runs out all scared.
Ooh, this looks like a good fishing spot.
Only indoors then. Oh, actually counted me as going indoors then, if you looked at the marker. There's much to be concerned about, but our investigation will be ending shortly regardless. Come speak to me once your own is complete. A beat-up orbital lighter lies discarded on the ground. What's an orbital lighter doing here? Looks like it's been through hell and back. Still got some life left in it, though. I doubt somebody from the villa would have lit it like this. It must have belonged to a tourist. I'm guessing they came out here at night to see how long they could hold out in a test of courage. They probably got so scared they dropped their lighter and ran for it. Oh, what's this? The tracks seem to end here. Their pattern makes me think that it's got some level of intelligence, though. But there's no way it's human. It's got to be a monster. Okay. The only question is what kind? Does it actually have anything to do with all of this ghost business? Plus, the footprints are incredibly round. I feel like I've seen them somewhere before. Oh? I only saw this footprint. Where were the other footprints? Oh, well, there were footprints all over the place. Okay. There were footprints outside as well. From my deductions, if it's incredibly round and probably white, and it also doesn't step, so it's like a body, if you know what I mean. Hopping. It's a pom, right? Am I an investigator? What's this? A medallion? Looks like it's got an engraving of Adios on it. Seems pretty old. It's all cracked too. Almost seems like somebody smashed it underfoot. Makes sense for something like this to be left behind in an abandoned church, but something about it feels off. I guess that covers everything I wanted to look at. I don't think there's anything else worth examining here. I better go report back to Kasim. Already done with your investigation? That was faster than I expected. Well, it's not like it's a big church. Anyway, figure out what that weird aura was all about? No, it seems I was just a bit too late. It appears to be unrelated to your photograph issue, however. You don't say. Excuse me? Marielle, what are you doing here? What do you think I'm doing? I'm here to investigate the photo I took, of course. I felt kind of guilty, so I thought I might as well lend you a hand to make up for it. I figured you would want to take a look in the church, so I decided to come out here myself. Lucky guess. I didn't know you'd be working with someone from Marduk, though. Hope I'm not intruding. Not at all. Actually, you might just be right on time. It would seem Van's determined the true identity of your ghost. Already? Well, it's pretty easy to piece together once you look at the evidence. First, there were the small round tracks I found. Then there was the abandoned lighter and the cracked medallion. But out of those three, the one that points to the identity of the white haze is, well, the tracks. The small round tracks I found using shard search, those are the key. Round tracks? What do you mean? From them, we can infer that we're dealing with a monster that doesn't have legs, but if it could fly, there'd be no tracks at all, so it hops. Put that together with small and round, and there's only one thing it could be. A pom. A pom? Sorry, I'm not super familiar with monsters. I'm drawing a blank. You've seen the plushies. Poms inhabit every region of Zemuria, so I was a little surprised that they'd be here as well. They're incredibly adept at blending into their surroundings, however they're also quite skittish. Personally, I haven't seen many around lately, but I've heard there's been recent sightings of a special shiny type that glows. We haven't seen one of them at all. They come in a whole variety of colours, but the white one is the most common. That's what I said. Maybe I've never seen one because they're so good at hiding. I guess the only question left is how that white haze, pom ended up in my shop. Cheers for the sub there, Xanobane. Welcome. Yeah, that's the important part. You said you had the flash on when you were taking the picture of Tausend, right? My guess is that our little friend was hiding outside the church, but was startled when the light went off. It must have let behind Tausend at just the right moment. Oh, you're right. That would explain everything. I'm not so sure Mr. Tausend will accept it unless we show him some kind of photographic evidence, though. You think we can get it to pop out again if I take another picture with the flash on? I'm not sure. Honestly, I feel like I probably spooked it just by entering the chapel. I'm so strong. But given the tracks that Van found, I assume it's still somewhere around here. You think maybe it's too scared to come out? I guess I'll just have to find some other way to convince Mr. Tausend. Actually, I think I can lure it out. We've come this far, right? Might as well get some solid proof. It should be interesting. Huh? Here, Pom! Here, Pom! Rah! Neep! Wow, they got cloaking technology. It really worked. I better grab some photos. Is this a black pom? Why'd it go white then? Ah! How nimble. Should we give chase? Yeah, we need to kill it. We'd probably get something good from it. No, go chase it. Well, we can't just let him go. It'd be dangerous to let a monster roam about on the main road. Looks like we've got the little guy cornered. But he seems to have called for reinforcements. They're closing in on us. Whoa! What are those things? Just stay calm and keep close. Allow me to lend a hand. Photographer doing stuns might be better.
Go all out!
Go all out indeed. Oh, I don't need full boost on the first turn though, do I?
I will watch your six.
Will you? I'm not sure that's great for me.
Here goes.
Maybe I'm being a little mean though.
Go all out! Activating
Not
shield.
getting away. Blast off! Breathe your
Activating
last.
skill.
Go.
I resisted sludge. If you die during this fight, I'll laugh.
Breathe your last. All set. Come on. Strike!
Okay, it seems he had enough. he got attacked by a bomb and took that as a major insult. Yeah, hit him. Yeah. You can tank for me. No!
My move now. It's go time.
I don't have Heavily Halter again. I guess I have Magna Slash. That'll take down one of them.
Stay on guard.
Must be a bit where I can get side of multiple guys here.
Certain arts will work
No.
better. Give them thrust!
I'll dice you up.
Bomb down. It's buffing.
Breathe your
Activating
last.
skill.
Chance.
I got a critical.
Full boost! Go activating
Not
shield.
getting away. Blast off.
Oh, Cassim, you're so bad. I'm actually getting hit. I'm doing all the damage, man. You gotta use a craft.
Now.
He's doing a thing. Yeah, well, I did most of the damage. Screw you, Cassim. Don't you claim, oh, I killed 2 of them, and you only killed 1. No, that's not how this works. All clear. Phew, that bomb was a hell of a lot tougher than he looked. Nice job, you two. I was able to get some great pictures during all the commotion. The bomb was so fast, some of the shots came out a little blurry too. I'm sure Mr. Tausend will be convinced once he gets a look at these. Nice work, kid. Guess I'll be able to wrap up this job after all. What about you? Got anything else to take care of? Actually, I think I'll be retiring for the evening. I strained him completely. I still have some lingering concerns, but it would be best to review the whole situation before taking action. I see. Review the situation, huh? Guess I should probably do that myself. Especially with all the weird stuff we've run into lately. Well, if you're ready, what do you say we head back to the villa? And so the three made their way back towards the villa, with Cassim saying farewell partway along the route. Upon their arrival, Van and Marielle decided to pay a visit to Tausend's room. Ah, you're right. This monster is about the same shape as the blur in the other photograph. Right, so you weren't actually being haunted. Pom just happened to pop up in the middle of the shop. Ah, that's all there was to it, eh? I'm ashamed at how much I let this whole thing ruffle my feathers. I'm sorry, Mr. Tausend. It's all my fault. If I had just checked the photos more carefully before I handed them over, none of this would have happened. If anyone deserves blame, it's that monster for getting in the way. This was no fault of your own. Well, I appreciate you for saying so. Still, if we take into account what Mrs. Shizuna and that priest had to say, it sounds rather likely that we could encounter some spiritual phenomenon in the future. Best to be prepared at any rate. Perhaps I'll go see if they happen to know of any good precautions to take. Good point. From what they said, there's definitely something strange about this island, spiritual or otherwise. The situation's so complicated already, though. It just makes it worse. Fanny, you alright? Yeah, it's nothing really. Anyway, if you get into a pinch at night, you could always ask your roomie for help. I bet he'd be real happy to have something to beat the shit out of. The only problem is the room might not be intact afterwards. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be comforting or terrifying, but I suppose I'll just have to consider it. Phew, almost blew our cover. It's wild that he could tell we were around, even if he is the Kamsin. Worked out okay though. The way things are going, tomorrow ought to be pretty entertaining. Yeah, maybe. Not that I'm in a hurry to take on any extra work though. Anyway, they're way more suspicious of the church now, so I'll switch to a backup location for now. Roger that. Oh man, I should like to go mess around with him a bit, but I guess we'll just have to save that for later. Look forward to tomorrow, everybody. We're gonna have one hell of a time.
That takes care of that.
Mirror deposit confirmed.
The sneakies. Very great. God, I need to work on chaos. Well, mission complete there. I guess I'll mix myself another drink. Why not? Anything more to speak about? We're off in a cocktail making workshop to our guests tonight. Even the garnish is made with only the finest ingredients, so do feel free. You don't actually have... Oh, you...
Hello there!
That was ended your dialogue. Okay, cool. Money?
Thank you.
For you to make cocktails with this time. Or should I just continue the chats? Because there's not that many people still to speak to. As the guide. If you have any concerns or requests, don't hesitate to let us know. For example, just now I loaned out a telescope and some blankets. We also have orbital lights and fireworks prepared for those who need them. Fireworks! I'm sure some chaos could be done with that. Oh god, punchy men. Oh, no, there's one less. There's one non-punchy man there. I'm passing drinks out to everyone free of charge. Couldn't tell you why, but we suddenly got a lot of extra guests decked out in special uniforms this evening. I've got to act professional though, so I won't pry, no matter how much I'm dying to. Anyway, enjoy your night. We have enough good liquor and delicious food to go around. What's going on?